All right. Okay. So we are here. We're here with Ashley Olson. I'm so excited. I started just talking about how I've met her. I've kind of got to chat with her some, but I really don't know her story. I didn't realize some of the stuff that you might have heard on Super Saturday training. I didn't realize that until we were brainstorming and masterminding for that training. And then after the training, I'm like, okay, y'all, people need to hear her story and more of it. So we're going to just jump right into that. Ashley, go ahead. Let's kind of start at the beginning. We'll keep it as short as possible, but let's start at the beginning and where are you from? What was your life like before Thrive in a nutshell? And how did you start promoting?
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm super excited to be here. So before Thrive, I was working full-time for the Minnesota Army National Guard. My husband worked on the road 5 days a week. And so I literally was gone from the house 13 hours a day. And with that came a commute. I had a 3-hour commute daily, dropping the kids off, picking the kids up, having to do, dinner and all that stuff at night. I was exhausted. Like, I don't even think exhausted was the word for it or is the right word for it. And so I actually, watched stuff for Sear for probably 4 months. I think she had added me from a mom group. We both had 3 boys, and so obviously we had a lot in common. And I watched her for 4 months, and I jumped on the $15 balance back in November of 2018. So I started as a balance customer, and because I ordered balance, Steph sent me out a 3-day mini. And it literally sat on my counter for 8 days, I believe. And finally, she checked in with me day after day after day. I was a heavy coffee drinker. I drank Red Bulls every single day. And I was like, hey, well, if I can't drink that stuff, I'm going to end up with the worst caffeine headache ever. I don't know that I'm ready to do that or deal with that. And so that's why it took me so long. So finally, on a day where I was going to sit in PowerPoints for 8 hours, I decided I was just going to, if any day was going to work, it had to be a day where I was sitting in PowerPoint trainings all day long. And so I finally tried that mini, you guys, and I was a day one thriver. I felt it within 2 hours. I didn't touch coffee that day. I didn't touch Red Bull that day. And on day 2, I decided that this is something that a lot of people need, especially moms like me. I had 3 boys. I was tired. I, let the TV and the tablets take care of my kids at night, because when we got home, I was so tired. I'd feed them crap for dinner, whatever was the easiest. And that wasn't the mom that I wanted to be. And so day 2, I ordered my product, and I also decided that I was going to promote. I just wanted to share, you guys, I had a job that I loved. I had no intentions of having this bring me home, having this take over my full-time income. The only thing I didn't like was my commute, because it kept me away for so much longer than I wanted to be from my kids. Somebody else was taking care of my kids for a really long time every single day. You guys, so I hit VIP 800. I did not hit VIP 1600. I hit 4K, I think on my 30th day, or no, I think it was my 28th day or something like that, right before they announced rank advancement bonuses in January of 2019. And then, we grew fast. We hit 12K in my 3rd month, 40K that March, and then 80K that following month, the very last month of rank advancement bonuses. So when I say we grew fast, we grew very fast, and it was all ignorance on fire, you guys. I had no idea what I was doing. I entrusted in Steph Percier and Steph Grachik, and we just ran. And we held on to that 80K for 2 months, and then we lost it for 9 months. And we just grabbed it back this, I think it was early spring, February, I think this year, February, March. And yeah, that's kind of like where my story starts and like where we're at right now. I mean, we have got a lot of momentum right now.
That is so awesome. Okay, so let's kind of go back. So we've got some newbies on here that are like, who do I talk to? What do I do? How do I reach out? What were you doing? I love that you said ignorance on fire, because it's my favorite thing, because literally, like, I was just vomiting Thrive. Like I didn't know all the things. I didn't need to know about the product. I just knew what it was doing. I knew I needed 2 friends ordering as a customer and 2 friends ordering as a promoter, and it was just running. And then I was just helping everybody do that same thing. And, it's like when you don't know, it's almost, you're just running, right? And sometimes too much knowledge slows you down. And so that ignorance on fire, coming in, just listening to your uplines, using them for 3-way calls and chats, that's like the way to go, right? Like you just kind of keep going that way. So what did that look like for you, that first 30 days and then running after those first ranks?
A lot of 3-ways. And I just talked to anybody that would listen about Thrive. I told them how I felt, how quickly I felt it. And, definitely explained how I was feeling before and then how I was feeling now. And like I said, I just used the knowledge of my uplines to help me have those conversations and bring the new promoters on. And then we started doing VIP period chats, which is something we still do to this day. Every single new promoter in their VIP period goes into a VIP period chat with 1 or 2 uplines. And that's just how we do it. We utilize the 3-way chats a lot. And, I kind of hit a point where I stopped using them. And then I started doing it again. And I was like, what was I thinking? Like, it was all of a sudden, like, there was this huge shift in my business that just because of using that third-party validation, it just is, it's a game changer for our team and our business.
Awesome. Like when Drew said that on Saturday, when he was like, oh, if Paul were here, like we just, it's the 3-way calls and the 3-way chats that it's that third party validation, and I people, if you've been with us for a while, you've heard me say this and you're probably like, oh my gosh, here she goes again. But I always talk about that third party validation. Our kids don't listen to us. Our spouses don't listen to us, like they don't listen first time. They're supposed to, but they don't. And, and it takes hearing it from us multiple times. And then it takes somebody else in somebody else's voice and some other tone that they think knows better than us, so it's just something with the human brain, how that third party validation truly works. And I've got a lot of people that have asked about that, saying, well, do they think that you're trying to sell them, or do they feel blindsided? I don't want to bombard and blindside my friends. And I'm like, I have never, ever in all 6.5 years of doing this, I have never gotten one of my friends on a call, and after the call, they like didn't talk to me. Like they never said, I can't believe you did that. I can't believe you had your friend share her story with me. Like nobody's ever gotten mad or said, oh, well, that felt weird. Like, because we're not selling people. We're not like, okay, here's what you got to order. Here's what you need. What's your credit card number? We're literally just sharing. And that's still to this day, I'll introduce a new person to Maria. I'll say, hey, Maria, this is my friend Christy. She was curious about what Thrive could do for her. Could you share your story? And it's literally that simple. It's just sharing stories. And usually they'll like, okay, well, what's the difference between customer and promoter? And, then they go from there, okay, well, I can order today or tomorrow or whatever, right? And they always usually say, either to her or to me or to both, thank you so much for sharing her story. Oh my gosh, thank you for having her share her story with me. That was really great. Because if they just hear it from us, we're just selling them, right? Even though we know we're trying to help change their life. But if they hear it again from somebody else, they relate to the story. So anyway, that's my soapbox on stories. I'll jump off now on 3-way chats and calls. But Ashley, let's talk about that. What did that look like? Because I know we've had people that got to a rank, kind of quit working, so they lost their rank. But you didn't quit working and you still lost your rank. So kind of walk us through that. Let's talk the mental part of that, and what did you stay doing consistently?
So right around the same time that we lost 80K, I had also decided to bring myself home. I had an opportunity in September to continue what I was doing with the Minnesota Army National Guard or be done. And after talking with my husband, we decided that, like, I had found a passion. I've always wanted to help people. I was just talking to Sideline about this earlier. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a nurse when I was growing up. And when that didn't work out for me, I started working full-time for the Guard, and I'm in HR, and we help people. But it never like fed my soul. It never felt like, yes, this is what I meant to do for the rest of my life. So once I started promoting Thrive and really got into it and started to see the vision, I was like, this is something I could do. Like, I could totally own my own time, have more time with my kids, and just do this every single day. And so I came home and we lost rank, and I still was in that mindset, like, this is what I want to do. And so when it came to my team, like I focused on the runners. I focused on the ones that really wanted this, and the ones that just kind of were falling behind. I just let them know, like, I'm here for you when you're ready to come back in. But I have people who are really running for this right now, and I really need to be there to help them. And so we focus on continuing to plant the seeds and talking to people and sharing our IPs that we do every single day. And so I just look at it as a really long planting season, a really long watering season. And I shared this on the corporate training last Saturday. I have a girl on my team who actually quit last fall, or the end of last summer, and she decided to come back 3 months later, and she's 100% killing it now. And she has a story that most people have no idea, like her upbringing and what she's gone through. And now she's like living a life that she never knew she deserved. And so it's stories like that and changing people's lives like that just keeps me going, regardless of where we're sitting for volume and what rank we're sitting at.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, so let's talk present time. Y'all are running for 200K. Everybody here is running for something, right? Whether you're running for getting your product for free, or maybe you're just running to help your customers get their product for free, or you're running for that next rank. So what does that daily activity look like? I talked to someone about, you've got to make your list, and you're always adding to your list. So if you're brand new and you're getting started, excuse me, if you're brand new and you're getting started, I always tell people, I'm like, think about the first 10 people that pop in your mind. I'm not big on the hundreds list. It gets to 100, but if somebody were to tell me, oh, go make your hundreds list, I'd be like, oh, what? Like, I get overwhelmed really easily and I freak out. So like, I talk in like baby steps and I break it down. I'm like, hey, who are the first 10 people that that are in your circle of trust, the people that value your opinion, people that would bail you out of jail, the people that would come get you at 12 in the morning when you run out of gas. Who are those people? Write those down. Well, I only know 5. Okay, write those 5 down. Like start with 5, then 10. And then in increments of 10, ask yourself, who do I know that has headaches? Who do I know that can't sleep at night? Who do I know that says, I want to stay home with my babies? I'm tired of daycare raising my kids. Who do I know that says, man, I'm getting old, my knees hurt? Like, who I know that says they need their hair to grow? I mean, now we've got Thrive Skin, there's all these things that you can ask yourself questions. And I'm old school. I love pen and paper, because something about the pen and the paper in your brain, as you're writing those names down, it starts triggering more names. And so I'm talking about, like, when you start writing your list, you're constantly adding to it. And so, like, we're always adding to our list now. Like, I think when we've been doing this for a while, we think, well, we're adding to our list, we're meeting new people in groups and things like that. But I have to remember to go back and ask myself those same questions to add to my list, because now I've got new friends, right? I'm always meeting new people and getting on my Facebook. So I have to ask myself, who do I know that says they have headaches? Who do I know that can't sleep at night? And I start adding those same questions to my list, and then same with adding the new people I meet to my list. So what do you do? What's your daily, we talk about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, your personal power hour. How are you running that, and how are you adding to your list? And I know a lot of people say, well, I can't meet anybody. I don't know any new people.
So when I add new people, I actually write them down so that I don't forget about them. And the ones that actually accept my friend requests, because not all of them do, and that's okay. So I write them down, and then I start building that relationship, start engaging. And I have that list, and so I remember every day when I'm engaging and I'm adding new people, like I'm still, working that relationship with those people. And like, not a very organized person, so I have paper and lists everywhere. But that works for me. Some people are more organized and have, binders and stuff, but that's just how I roll. But yeah, and I keep adding, and I add, and I have check marks, and like I have almost like a what is the little box that has the different symbols in it? I don't remember what it's called, but I have like a check, they've tried a mini, or they've, a dash, they've created their free account or whatever. And
like a map key.
Yes.
Yeah. I was like trying to follow you. I was like, what's she talking about?
I'm sorry. These military orders are draining me.
Okay. Yeah.
But so that's how I keep track, is I have my different markings for each person, if I've gotten to that point of talking about Thrive, and if they're interested or trying a mini, creating that free account. And yeah, I just keep growing my list. And a lot of times I end up having to rewrite my list because they end up very messy. And that's what works for me, being a kind of organized mess.
But that's okay. Like it is,
Mhm.
because I'm the same way. Like I try to be as organized as possible, but I am like, I keep writing things down on little pieces of paper and then kind of put them back together, and then I go back and make a new list, and then I scratch through and I write notes about that person, and I'm always keeping track of when I've talked to them and what they said, or what they can or can't afford right now, and that kind of thing. And so yeah, so it's the same, like you have to do what works for you, and goodness knows I have tried to be more organized. I've tried all the different ways, and spreadsheets make my eyes cross, and that just doesn't work for me. And then there are some people, like Natasha Robertson is spreadsheet queen, and she's so awesome at it, and that works for her. So find what works for you, and don't worry if you've tried 3 different, 4 different, 13 different things, and it's like you haven't found what works for you best yet. You will. I think I've kind of gone from I'm this chaotic, disorganized organization to I've tried to be organized to back to this works for me, so you have to figure out what works, figure out what calendar works for you. I've changed things so many times, and that's totally fine. It's totally okay. So all right, Ashley, okay, you're back military right now, right? Did you already say that on here?
No, I didn't talk
Okay.
about that. Yeah, my husband's deployed, and I'm currently the entire month of September on orders, an hour and a half away from here. So I'm back to commuting this month. I'm back technically working full time, running the kids to and from, and I don't miss it. I've been spoiled the last 11 months, and it's just, honestly, it's a good reminder of where I was and where I've gotten to, and that I don't want to go back.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, but I want y'all to hear that. Like, her husband is deployed. So she's practically single mom at home, basically. And she's working full time mom at home, not at home. Right. So, like, and she's rocking this business, and she's still being consistent, and she's on her way to 200K as a team. And so, you have to remember that. I think the busier we are, the more stuff we get done, because we don't give ourselves time to slow down, and we know we have to do it. So we just get it done. What are some things, I'm going to go ahead and let you kind of what are some things you kind of think maybe somebody needs to hear? Somebody that's maybe lost rank, or maybe they're at the same rank for a bit.
So a few of my biggest tips, the biggest one is don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. And if you feel like you're getting to a place where you're in a funk or you're stuck, I despise that word. go talk to somebody who's on fire, whether they're on your team, whether they're a sideline, whatever it is. Go talk to somebody who is absolutely killing it right now and take some of their fire. There's nothing better than cheering somebody else on who is like climbing mountains and whatnot. And then like I was just gonna say something, I lost my train of thought. So don't quit. Obviously, consistency is key, especially like I just explained where I'm at right now. And if I wasn't consistent, if I didn't get up early before everybody was awake and did, my self-development and got my IPAs going for the day, then I would be completely lost. I have to be very intentional with my time right now. And I think everybody should be, especially if you are still working full time. Have a calendar, have something where you're writing down, like making that promise to yourself, like tomorrow, this is what I'm going to do. Set daily goals for yourself. That's what I do. I don't just have my monthly goals. I don't just have my weekly goals. I have daily goals for myself every single day, which helps me stay on track, especially right now in this crazy time. And check in with your team. That is one thing, like even if I can't help my team so much during the day right now, I check in with my team every single morning. I do a 2-minute video and throw it into our team chat every single morning so that they see my face. They see that I'm still excited. They see that this is one thing I'm going to do today. It kind of gives them that motivation, and it just reminds them that you're there for them, even if you are super crazy busy right now. And then remember your why. And if your why, I almost feel like if your why doesn't make you cry, then it's probably the wrong why. Remember, always remember why you started doing this business. And especially if you're feeling like you're in a funk and you don't know if you really want to go on or not, bring yourself back to day one and when you click that promoter button and why you click that promoter button.
Well, and I want to touch on that too, because I almost want to cry just listening to you say that, because, like for me, it started with, well, I need this product in my body. I need to feel better. I desperately need to feel better. I am not a good wife and mom because I feel so bad. I've checked out of life, all that stuff. I needed the product to desperately work. And then it was, oh, well, I can earn $500, with that VIP 800. So we need that extra money. So, it's like the why was constantly just growing itself. And then when it became how much those 3 steps did for me, my why became nobody deserves to be where I was. Nobody deserves to live in that feeling of, well, this is the next 50 years. Suck it up, buttercup. You're going to be tired. You're going to be exhausted. You're going to be cranky. You're going to gain weight. Just come on. You got kids and bills and family. And, and that's where I felt. And I was emotionally drained. I was crying in my closet most of the week, really thinking this is it. This is life for the rest of my life. And nobody has to feel that way, And so for me, part of my why was, I can't let, like, no woman left behind, right? Like, I can't let other women, friends, people I know live the way I was living that I sure wasn't telling anybody about, by the way. Everybody thought that I had all the energy in the world and that I was always still the same happy person I always was. Nobody knew what was really going on. It's kind of like, when you see like people get divorced and you're super shocked, because nobody knows what's going on behind closed doors. And so that, and then it was, well, my kids, deserve a better mom. Well, our kids deserve better in motocross. And then we figured out, wow, this time freedom thing, this financial freedom thing. Hey, when our bills are paid, my husband and I aren't fighting. Like that was a huge aha, because we had this huge medical debt over us. So everything was just tense. Our whole house was tense. Like I was like, I love my husband. I don't like him at all. Like that was where I was, because everything was so tense and it was just this blame feeling going on everywhere. And, like money can't buy you happiness, but it can pay your bills and it can take a lot of stress off your shoulders. And when you can get that stress off your shoulders, you can see how you're truly meant to experience life, right? Like your spouse, your kids, like you have the time to enjoy them because you're not sitting there trying to enjoy your kids, freaking out about, oh, is that a debt collector? Like, you know, you don't have that extra going on. And so your why can consistently change. Like that was our first goal, right? Our why was we need to get out of debt. It's for my family, this and that. And then it was, well, now it's, I want all my personal promoters, you know, like it just keeps changing for me, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I'm babbling. But like it can change, you know, like as your kids get older, right? Like, gosh, one of mine's about to graduate high school. Like everything is going to change. Oh, let's not talk about that. Okay. So, all right. Let's see. What else? Is there anything else? We're like coming close to 30 minutes and we'll wrap it up. But, oh, I know. So I just saw right before we started this that Jason Camper posted in his stories on Instagram. I didn't get to go look and see if he posted on Facebook or not. But he posted the, what do you call it? It's not a treadmill, but it's the thing at the assembly line, whatever.
Conveyor belt.
Yes. Okay, listen, if I can make this business work, anybody can. Okay, yes, the assembly line with Thrive Cheat. Thank you, Denise. I was like, it's that thing, and there's capsules. But the conveyor belt, that there's a video of that and about it launching next week. So, oh my gosh, so excited. So remember, don't put off that launch till it launches, right? Let's remember to pre-build now. I know we've been talking about it, we've been hearing about it, but your friends have already forgotten that you talked about it last week. So that reminder, right? Like that reminder of letting them know, of posting about it on your stories, on your Facebook, living out loud that, oh my gosh, this new product is coming out. And then also, you know, kind of that, oh, well, what is it? Oh my gosh, I can't wait to add it to your Thrive experience. Oh, well, I'm not thriving yet. Oh, girl, let's get you started thriving before it comes out next week, right? Like that's kind of that, how you kind of start working into that. Like, oh yeah, let's get you thriving, or not just, oh, well, you can just order it all next week. Like, no, let's get you thriving now so that your body is ready when this comes out before it gets delivered to your house. So what do you do? How do you reach back out or follow up with people that haven't said yes yet? And then add in, hey, it's the perfect time with this new product. What is something you do on following up?
So somewhere along the way, I don't remember what leader I saw this verbiage from, but I think it was probably Kayla Fox. The whole, hey girl, I just have to check in and see what is holding you back. And that the only way that I do that is if we have still continued to talk and have conversation outside of Thrive. I won't just randomly drop in somebody's inbox that I haven't talked to in a while. But if I do stumble upon somebody that maybe had gotten forgotten, that I didn't write down, but we had talked about Thrive at some point, I'll start having conversations with them again, you know, picking back up where we left off, maybe, you know, talking about their kids or whatever. But yeah, I will just otherwise jump right in. Hey girl, I just wanted to check in and see, you know, I'm wondering, you know, what's holding you back? And then have that conversation depending on how they respond.
Right. Okay. I love that. I actually just typed that in the chat as you were saying that. I like it so much. Somebody said, can you give advice on friend requesting from groups, etc.? Okay. I'm going to let you take that, and then I'm going to give my answer as well.
So I'll be honest, I am not big into the whole group thing. I get super overwhelmed with that. But I do it here and there, and I don't just randomly add friends out of there. A lot of groups, that is against the rules. Really, and Chas is really good at talking about the groups thing. You know, it's really about being heavily involved in those groups, posting in those groups, getting interaction going, and then creating, start building those relationships within the comments and talking and stuff. And that's when you're going to start seeing people friend requesting you. But yeah, you don't want to just go in there and just start friend requesting a bunch of people.
Yeah. And so, I kind of say like what you're looking for in those groups is people that you would hang out with, people that you would go have a cup of coffee, decaf, whatever, a cup of coffee with, you would go have a glass of wine with, like people that make comments that you're like, oh my gosh, get it, sister. That's exactly what I was thinking. Like those are the people you resonate with. And those are the people that you want in your circle. You still have friends, you want these people are going to be involved in your Facebook world, like in your life and everything else. Like yesterday, I made a new friend, didn't even, wasn't planning on it, wasn't searching for a friend, but made a new friend because I commented on somebody's post in a group, and this guy just came in and just like trashed my comment. And this girl, like, she had my back. Like, she came in and she was like, like just firing away, had my back. And I didn't see it even for a while. And then I saw it and I messaged her. I was like, geez, what's his problem? Like, thanks for having my back. And we've literally, like, we've been chatting all day, and so that she sent me a friend request, so it's just, it's things like that, and the thing with groups is, think about it, like, you're not going into a group to get a sale. You're not going into a group to just harvest new people or new potential thrivers. Use groups to better your life and to better others. And that's my personal opinion. That's how I do it. I'm in groups that either I can get better from or value from. Like my oldest has dyslexia. I'm in a dyslexia group. I'm in several. Like there are groups that's going to benefit me. I was in a dyslexia group way before I was a thriver. Like those are things that I need in my life. And now that we've gone through that process, instead of me just getting value, I can give value. And so I can now interact and give value and help in those groups. And so it's, what are things for you that you've overcome or that you're involved in? I love groups about clothes. I love boutiques and stuff because, you make friends in there. You're probably shopping, but you can make friends in there, and different things like that. So think of groups like that. Ashley, do you have anything to add to that, to the friends groups thing?
No, I kind of along with just like you sharing the groups that you're in, like I am in one group that I am pretty active in right now. And it's a how to handle deployment like a boss or something of that nature. And we've been struggling with my toddler. And so that's what got me really interacting in there, but that's pretty much the only place I have. And that's just being in the comments and commenting on other women's posts that have children and are kind of struggling, and just letting them know, hey, we're in the same boat. Like, let's try kind of brainstorm together. And that way I have built some new relationships and gotten new friends. But yes, absolutely, relationship building, and providing value and receiving value. Just like what you said.
Yeah. And we've said this even before groups and the idea of meeting people in groups and all that, before that even existed, we said people buy you before they buy your product, and they buy you based on your relationship, based on how much they trust you, based on how shady they think you are. Like, like this is, yeah, like that's how relationships get built. Okay, let me see. She's saying something else, and then we'll kind of just end this up. Just curious because it's part of the 40K challenge is the crunch. I get the relationship building importance. Yeah. So yeah, Christina, that's it. You just keep looking for those people that are, they're your mellow, right? Like they're that, hey, I could hang out with them on a regular basis. Hey, we would sit together at the PTA or whatever, right? Like those, and I send messages when people say things that really connect. I send a message. I don't send a message of, oh my gosh, have you heard of Thrive or whatever. I send a message like, girl, that meme, like that's my life right now, or oh my gosh, I used to live that life, or whatever, just something that we start to connect. Or even like, oh, what wine was that you were posting about? Like I like wine. What, I don't know if I have that kind. Like just different things that you start a conversation. And then sometimes, you realize some people are creepy and you might not want them on your Facebook page. So, you got to get to know them, in my opinion, and then go from there. So, all right, Ashley, 30 seconds. Anything you have left?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot. No, really, I don't. I just, be honest with yourself every single day. Don't give up on yourself. This is, I think, the one thing that really stuck with a lot of people at the training last Saturday that I said, and that's why I'll say it again, is when I decided to wake up every day and think about, whose life can I change today, instead of waking up every day thinking, okay, I need to get 2 new customers and 1 new promoter. When I changed my mindset, that was a huge game changer for me. So waking up thinking about them and not myself is where it's at. Like every single day, waking up, whose life can I change today?
Oh my gosh. And that's it right there. Guys, we're going to end it with that. Whose life can you change today? Wake up tomorrow morning. Whose life can I change today? Sometimes it's not changing because they're getting Thrive that day, but it's changing because you're dripping Thrive. You're sprinkling Thrive on them a little bit at a time, right? So whose life can you change today? By just giving them a smile, sending them a message, and then working that in. Thank you so much, Ashley.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Bye, y'all.